Why, hello there. How's it going? I'm just doing some chores here. Gotta collect that ember. You know, metal block 2 to be crafted. Many other things gotta get done. And for that, you need a little bit of flames. Today, I have a plan. Not just any plan, but a good plan. You see, I've been in this scrap mechanic world for a while now, and the number one thing that's been troubling me is that I have to drive a car around to get places, right? And like, that's cool and all, you know, driving a car is fun. But do you know what's more fun than a car? Flying. I want to build a flyer. And a reputable source has informed me that you can unlock thrusters by completing Grow Lab number 5. So, if you can bear with me here, we're going towards Grow Lab number 5. So this is the Grow Lab, or at least the exterior of it. This one's got a bit more decoration than the others. I must admit, it's very well decorated. This one already seems not as bad as Grow Lab 4, because there's no farm bot outside waiting to eat my car for breakfast. Ah, feels like home already. Hey, this is Toxic Parkour. I recognize this game mechanic. If I fall in there, I die. Oh, is this entire place gonna be flooded with chemicals? So far, there are a lot of bots hanging out here, and of course, plenty of super fun parkour. But other than that, this place isn't too terrible. It's not like any of the parkour has been difficult. I wonder if the tote bots have been informed about that guy that I left in the mines to rot for the rest of his life. There's no way they know. There's no way. Okay, I don't think there's anything we can do in this room yet. We're probably gonna have to go get something from one of the other rooms, and then we can come back here. Okay, this left path is riddled with danger, but that probably means we're going in the right direction. I mean, the left direction. See what I did there? Yeah, that's more annoying parkour. I think I'd like to go this way first, if you don't mind. Hey, that looks like a thing that I need to probably get. Oh, there's more of them behind me. Okay, tote bot ambush, standard stuff. Are these gonna despawn? I don't know. What do we unlock in here? This is a new block, it seems. Glass tile, as well as barrier blocks, okay. Those are mostly just decorative, so it's not that great, but you know, if it was armored glass, that'd be useful. I might already be able to make that, though. I haven't checked. Oh, there's some more of them. Suspended in midair. Now we can go over the annoying parkour. So this is gonna go up, and we take a stop here. We can go over there, or we can continue on this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep going on this path first, then maybe we can check out what's over on that side. More friends? Hello. Oh. I thought we were gonna have to do something else, but I guess it's just another button. Botch. Oh. I was gonna say, our bot's gonna show up out of that vent, because normally when a vent opens up, there's a bunch of robots, but... Oh, hello. I'm not a big fan of those guys. But, you know, we took care of it. We took care of it. I just gotta say, the shotgun is probably the best thing in this whole game. I mean, next to regular spud gun. Like, if I had to pick only one for the rest of time, it'd of course be regular spud gun. But the shotgun just has such a high DPS. You don't even have to worry about what you're shooting at. It's just dead. Hey, is that a guy with oranges? Yes, yes it is. So what's down here? Looks like there's potentially a path up this way that I can go. There's an elevator here? Interesting. Normally the game doesn't give you side paths that are, you know, not super obvious because you're supposed to take them. What? Yeah, this warehouse... Oh, I see a thing over there. Okay, this might just lead to the same place as the other one. At least we can clear out all the bots from above now. Oh, hey, look at that guy. Okay, that miss was actually diabolical. That hit him in the face, but you know. Who's keeping track of that stuff? Certainly not me, no. It bothers me that I can't hit that tote bot, but... I don't know how I took damage there. I was in a toilet, but... Yeah, I'm not mad or anything. Ugh, another paint tool. I've gotten so many paint tools from just killing the stupid glue bot guys. I don't care if they shoot paint, it's glue. That's straight up some glue. Okay, that's number 2. Oh wait, they don't let me put my lift on these things? That's just sad. Okay, so they're up for a decent amount of time. There's a bunch of guys on the other side of this door, but you know what could go wrong? I'm just gonna wing it. Door, why did you close again? Okay, seems like when I leave the green area to like go duck behind cover, the door closes. You know, this place is at least giving me tons of component kits because, you know, if there's one thing you need in Scrap Mechanic, it's always component kits. Infinite component kits. Oh. There's more of you living back here. That's insane. Anything good? Not really. It's all kind of mediocre. I'll take the sunshake. Is there anything I actually need over there? Doesn't seem like it. I will be taking my leave then. I'm just so excited to get thrusters because building flying machines in creative mode is so fun. And then building them in survival mode and not having to drive places is just even more fun. So is this the end of the grow lab? There we go. Only 20 minutes of recording. Easy peasy. Now I'm hoping that this just gives me the thruster here at the end, because if it was like some random side reward off in the warehouse in another direction, I'm gonna be so disappointed I have to go through this whole thing all over again. You're just gonna be right here, right? Just thruster. Yes, yes. And I even have more than half the component kits needed to upgrade it all the way to level 5, if they haven't changed it. I'm hoping entirely in my heart that they changed it and you don't need as many component kits now, but I highly doubt that's the case. That's disgusting. Would you look at that? Thruster level 1. And it doesn't even cost Metal Block 3 anymore, because I'm pretty sure it used to. I need oil. Would you look at that? We have oil to craft the gas engine. Now, I mean, it is only Metal Block 2. You don't need Metal Block 3 anymore, but I think they probably increased the cost total just from the fact that you need a gas engine and a controller bundled in there. But I am curious to see, did they decrease the amount of component kits it takes to fully upgrade a thruster? No matter what, the result is going to be the same. I will be fully upgrading this thruster. However, seems they did not. Well, unless I have more stashed away, there might be some in the car. Hold on. That's level 4. We are going to need to find extra component kits. But mark my words, this thruster is making it to level 5. Bro lab key. I have gathered all of the components required to build a flyer that I have mocked up in creative mode. However, I'm not going to build it myself. I'm going to see if the garage is able to handle suspension glitches, because, I mean, it's a flyer. Suspension glitch is just simpler in reality. Here we are at the garage. A beautiful sight indeed. I'm going to grab some gasoline because, of course, I'm going to test out the flyer. So if I go over here, here are a ton of bots. They're probably above me. So, survival flyer. If I start building this and load all the parts, we have everything required. We can assemble it just like that. I put some gasoline in here. Aha. Thruster wasn't linked up. Of course it wasn't linked up. Look at that. We are flying. So, you know, in survival mode, the main concern with flying vehicles is how much gasoline you consume. And that's because most people use at least 2 thrusters in their builds. However, not me. Now, 1 thruster is more than enough. And if you look there, we do in fact have a large chest's worth of storage. And you saw that as we were turning there, the thing did tilt a little bit from using the suspension to turn, but there's not really much you can do about that. We do have a large chest so that we can take stuff with us. That's another thing about flyers, is that because you have to carry absolutely everything, it can sometimes be difficult to get enough storage on there and still be able to fly. However, I think this flyer works pretty well. As our first mission for the flyer, I believe it seems fitting that we go get some gasoline, because this thing, even though it only has a single thruster, is still going to absolutely chug gas. So for that, we're going to need to go to the oil pond. One of these has got to be the oil pond. I think actually the chemical pond is closer to the closest oil pond than the one that's actually marked oil pond. So I'm going to go over in this direction. As you can see, this flyer it gets going pretty fast. The way it works is obviously you press W and we might be slightly off balance. Whatever, that's okay. You press W and it goes up and forwards. Obviously, you release W, we start traveling down. So there's no reverse, but we don't need reverse. It's not important. And obviously, you can't just kind of fly in a straight line. So if you want to maintain your altitude, you have to hold W and then release. So it's a little jank, just a little bit. Really get a whole new perspective from up here, though. Yeah, I think we can just sneak up to the oil pond. Obviously, if we land on a not flat surface, it kind of messes things up, but it's not that difficult to find flat surfaces. Scrap Mechanic devs were pretty lazy when making the map. Yeah, perfectly flat fields. That's how things look. I have a few changes to make. I have a few changes to definitely make. So I just realized we only have vacuum pump access on one side instead of two sides. Is this sucking up oil? Bluetooth oil. Okay, so we have completely filled up the storage chest with oil. I remembered why I put the chest in a different orientation last time. It was because... is that the correct direction? I think that's right. It was so that we could actually have access to all of the different inputs on it. So we should still have plenty of gasoline to get home. I think when I get back, I'm going to rotate the chest so it's like wide ways across here. And then we should be golden. We can come and get oil whenever we want using the flyer, which consumes the most oil. Really is an intelligent system. Perfect landing. This thing's probably even small enough, yeah, to fit inside of the base. Now to just turn all of this oil into scrumptious, delicious gasoline. Yeah, with gasoline adequately distributed, I've decided I'm going to keep 5 extra stacks of gasoline in here. That way, if we ever run completely out, we know we have at least enough to get back home. So what I want to change about this is the direction that the chest is facing. Not that way. That should be good. I'm going to change the direction the chest is facing. And then to compensate for that, we are going to need to move more weight towards the back since the chest is no longer extended out as far. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. I think we have it. We can even remove this chest and then return it to its original position. And because of the suspension glitch, we don't have to worry about our flyer tipping over. I think we have created the perfect one thruster flyer. I mean, maybe, I guess technically we could use woodblock 3 and then make all these components as high tier as possible for more durability, but come on, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting in that much effort. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best one thruster flyer we can make. Potentially even the best flyer in general, because one thruster is the optimal. I done did it again. I forgot about the beacon. For roughly the next 30 minutes, he attempted to figure out a way to put the beacon on the one thruster flyer and for it to still be balanced and capable of flight. He gave up. Yeah, I don't believe that the beacon is possible on a one thruster vehicle, and I'd take the bed over the beacon. Maybe if we removed the bed, it would be possible. But I think if we're only using one thruster, we just can't really fit a beacon on there. Now we can just put a beacon like in the chest and like 3 of them, and then it weighs nothing, and then we can take that with us because that makes perfect sense. But yeah, no, we can't place it down on the vehicle. That's too much. Too much. I think an interesting next mission for this flyer will be looking for a peninsula. I know I said I didn't want to build my base on a peninsula, and to some degree, that's still entirely true. You know, peninsulas are incredibly overdone, but they're just so good. And I feel like if we're going to set up a mounted gun and we're going to be shooting at robots, we're going to need to find an adequate peninsula. Like this one right here looks good in theory, but it's kind of wide for how far it goes back out in the water. So I don't think that's the ideal peninsula. This one right here would be good, but there's a cliff immediately next to it, so not really that great. Same thing with over here. This right here is an interesting case because it is a peninsula, but it's kind of on a diagonal. It goes out pretty far from the land, separate. There's a rock there. That's not ideal, but like it could be worked around. Kind of in a diagonal angle though. It is still pretty wide. I don't know that I want to build a diagonal farm defense. That just sounds annoying. We'll keep this in mind though. We'll keep this in mind that it's here. Now this is interesting. This is an extreme peninsula. It's not connected to the mainland. Would this be good? A large part of me is saying that this is actually perfect. We would have to build a bridge to the mainland, but like, it's not that much work. We could do it. I mean, I could do it. You guys don't do anything. Why don't you ever pitch in around here? I'm gonna put a beacon down here. Make it green. A decent location. A decent piece of property. You know, there might be better out here. There might be better pieces of property. That island's a little smaller. I don't think that one would work. This one is also a pretty good contender. I cannot lie to you. This spot's decent. We're gonna say this is the yellow one. Hey, what is that? What? Okay, hold on. I will deal with the existence of you in a second. Is that coming after me? No, okay. What? Excuse me?
Well, you know.
How, if I had a big fan, I could keep myself cool. Do we get no explanation here? Who is this guy? That looks like a person underneath all the robot parts. He wants a big fan. Okay, you know, we'll add that to the list. Can't believe I never noticed this thing before. You see, it's incredible the things that you can find from the air. Like I never even knew that was there. You know, as far as this episode goes, I'd say it was pretty successful. English. We got pretty much the best vehicle in the game. Like, what could you ever want other than this? Stylish, practical. Really the peak of engineering. So I mean, I think that's where I'm gonna call it. Oh wait, we do still have garment boxes to open, but I don't have near enough cotton for it. I will return momentarily. Okay, it's time for everyone's favorite part of the video, the time where we open garment boxes. Sick, new backpack. It's kind of alright. Okay, what do we got? Demolition shoes. They're kind of ugly, not gonna lie. The Quack t-shirt. That's kind of tough. Can't even lie there. Kind of tough. Painter pants. They're alright. They're kind of similar to these demolition pants. They're okay. And finally, the rare one. Engineer hat. We got a new hat. I mean, it's alright. It's okay. The engineer helmet's decent. I simply don't think the devs are capable of producing anything better than the welder helmet, though. I was just flying around exploring while waiting for cotton to grow. And I believe I've found Lorenzo's spaceship. Or at least a spaceship. I remember there was a second ship that you could find in Chapter 1. I don't remember if it was specific, like, who it was, though. I think it was just a random ship that you could find. So I'm guessing that it's Lorenzo's. There's a big old 3 on it. I don't remember what number our ship had. Is it possible to go inside? You can take the door out. Interesting. So it doesn't have a portable craft bot. Like most of all the same stuff's in here, though. Free mini cactus. I'll take that. Okay, I guess this place doesn't really have too much for us. Neat that it's here, though. That we found it. I've made it all the way to our crashed ship here. And you know what? Everything seems normal. And then I realized from up here I can see that there's this mountain behind our ship. And it's got what seems to be a cave in it. It's entirely closed up. I mean, that cave couldn't really go very much, like, anywhere if this is a regular mountain, but maybe there's an elevator in here. I don't know. And its proximity to our ship is slightly suspicious. I don't know why it's so close or what could be in there. But I certainly don't think it can be a coincidence. No siree, not that.